Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Open Mic. I'm your host, Ramsey Chiri. I'm a psychic medium, energy healer, and focus on money blockages. My co-host, Tanis. Go ahead, Tanis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tanis Coughlin from the Twillo Lifestyle Community, Twillo Lifestyle Academy. And I am a Reiki Master, Crystal Master, Celtic Shamanic High Priestess, Galactic Ambassador, and a channel and stuff. Really happy to be here tonight.
one more, and we'll take the whole show on the intro.
Stuff. We do stuff is what we do, guys.
We do.
Stuff.
And-
But we're really thrilled to have Nadine here with us today.
Nadine, yes, I'm Nadine El Dib, and I'll stick with the stuff if you don't mind.
She does stuff too. There you go.
I do all sorts of stuff. Okay, from intuitive healing, energy healing, clearing, chakra, light energy, angel healing, and I like to focus on the being as a whole, the psychology of the person, the energy, and all the other factors, whatever each person needs. So this stuff. I'm a starseed. We're starseeds. We're light workers, so we come with lots of gifts, I suppose, that we use together. Yeah.
So you mentioned you're a starseed. So
yeah,
you know which origin?
Yeah, very, very. Well, it started with Lyra.
Okay. Yeah.
And Andromeda.
Mm-hmm.
And Cyrus, Pleiades, and there you go. Did I miss something? Yeah.
So you've had many
Orion,
lives at other.
Orion, the good Orions. I hope. I'm hoping the good ones.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm Pleiadian, so I have my soul signatures, Pleiadian and angelic. So.
I have all that stuff together. Ramsey, do you know your origin?
Somebody told me I think it's a Pleiadian, but before we continue more on this, can we explain to the people what? Okay.
What does that starseed mean?
Yes, thank you. I was so from yesterday blocked for some reason.
It's okay. We got your back. It's all good. Would you like to take that response, Nadine, or would you like me to?
The starseed business. Well, whenever I'll say my part, and you'll. When I discovered I was a starseed, I was relieved because when you don't really fit in the life that you live the part, you play the roles, and you do everything, but there is always something missing in you. There is always an energy, a frequency that you bring in, a creativity that you have, or gifts or skills that you have that are different. And you feel there is something missing, that you're not convinced with what this life that everyone talks about and everyone strives for. I mean, there's something missing in it. We've always felt there is something missing, that this is not it. Getting the job, getting married, getting the kids, the house, the car, there is something wrong here. So I'm sorry for the introduction about that. And when I first knew about the starseeds and started putting the dots, the first time I did not believe it, but the universe sent me another person to tell me about myself. So to confirm that I come from all these places, and to confirm that this is not coming from my ego or from some person trying, false light person. So the starseeds are, let's say, we are very old souls. We have been here before, and we have been in many other dimensions as well. And as we incarnate on Earth, we bring with us all the gifts from all the other dimensions and places we have been in. This is to put it in short. So, Tani, would you like to
elaborate on that? Yeah. I mean, I agree. That is basically what it is. I think that not only have we usually, so there's the soul, which is that sort of spark of self, that initial spark of energy, which energy isn't created or destroyed, so it has to come from somewhere. So a lot of us starseeds have that little spark from another race, so not necessarily an earth race, right? We might have it from elsewhere. So for mine, it's partially Pleiadian, which is a galactic. I'm a hybrid, so I have that. But then I've also had lives like you on many other planets in many other dimensions. So I've had them in Andromeda and Pleiades and Sirius B, and pretty sure Arcturian as well, but Arcturus. But yeah, like you, we've been to multiple planes of existence, because those are not necessarily all in like 3D. Those are often in the higher dimensional planes. So we do. For me, it's a sense of when you were talking about somebody like that, you're feeling like you're missing something here. Often starseeds will have this longing for something, and they don't necessarily know until they get into their spiritual journey and start to remember all of their stuff, you know. So yeah, that's
one
kind of what I think.
Yeah, and one thing people ask me often is like, okay, if we are starseeds, because I have activated many starseeds, if you want. If you are starseeds, what are the others?
Right.
That is often the question. It's like, okay, there are earth seeds and there are star seeds coming from different planetary experiences. And there are all sorts of elements and levels of consciousness now on Earth.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, because I've seen those ones that are very elemental. You know, they're like, you can tell they're like little fairies wandering around the earth. They're awesome. They're usually very playful and all of that. So for sure, we have different conscious beings that are making up our little corner of the universe here.
So Ramzi,
I have no idea. I was in a circle for meditation, and someone said, "Oh, let me see, and you're from here, and oh, you're a bit hybrid, but let me adjust a bit, and now you're I think you're from Palladium. I can't even pronounce
Pleiades, from the Pleiades, yeah.
Pleiades. And okay, great, that's good. I wrote it down so that I can remember, because I went twice, and every time they ask me, I go, I don't know, I don't remember. So I wrote it down so that I can remember. But I've never looked into it further. I know we all go through well, our lives, multiple lives, different reincarnations, and the different dimensions. We go through it on a daily basis at night, or even during the day with meditation. And sometimes during what do you call it, a meditative state with a group of people, you just shift. You shift consciousness. You shift through different levels of awareness, whereby you can go back and forth through that, and you see different things. Like I've done this before, but I've never focus on the star seed itself.
Well, the first time I had a starseed past life vision, I was quite shocked, because I was doing something and I had 3 fingers that were like this long, like they were like really long fingers. They were out to here. They were 3 and they were blue. And I was watching myself do something and I was like,
blue. That blue, ladies, right?
Yeah.
I've never had a vision of that. I've had a vision, I'll share, but I was told about my past from different people of different corners of the world. They don't know each other, so they cannot, you know. Ramzi, even if we don't know which star family we come from, I think the soul, when we know, it's because our soul needs to know for its mission. And that soul needs to know this to push it. I needed to know so that it kicks me out of my matrix life of being in teacher in university. Hey, wake up, you are something else, you're somewhere else, you know. The vision you had, that this blue, I never had that, but I had one vision of me being, as we were doing a group meditation, clearing out earth from dark stuff.
Yep.
And I saw myself as this very long white that goes, I mean, from heaven to earth, and it's white and it's huge and it's
beautiful.
And I think that is the spirit, perhaps the major soul that how do we say, it divides itself into fractals and goes into different lives and experiences. Are we scaring people off with Ramzi?
We're diving deep today, folks.
Yeah.
So, you know, stick with us. If you have questions, put them in. This is a recorded version, but if you have questions, put them in there and we will check and respond to your questions following the show. Okay, following the airing of the show.
Please do put them up on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you see this video. If you have any questions about what Nadine is talking about, or Tanis or myself, we will definitely log in and answer your questions afterwards.
Absolutely. So we could. So the reason I had so many visions about my galactic stuff is because I am a galactic ambassador. So part of my role here is to be a bridge for some of the cosmic disclosure stuff. And I have found myself part of an organization that's involved in a lot of that stuff in the 3D world, as well as being told that I'm a galactic ambassador and teacher. Now, I'm a teacher because I had a modality that was downloaded to me in 2019 called Nukti, and it's grief relief. So it's great for treating grief and trauma. And I know that's one of your specialties. So I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about that, because I know that the Starseed thing is connected to that trauma thing, right? Because we're healers, and that's a big part of what we do, is dealing with trauma with people. And I know Ramzi does this a lot as well with his clients too. So maybe you can tell us a little bit, Nadine, about what you do with your clients for trauma.
Yeah, and you reminded me, I wanted to talk about Ramzi. I wanted to say something about Ramzi, but I'll say it later. I don't want to interrupt the ideas.
That's
now,
okay. Is it what we were talking about before? You can tell them.
No, it is something else. I'll go to that. Just for the audience who maybe are listening about Starseed and so on. You know, when I was living my life thinking that it was the only life we have here, that we have to succeed and get high grades and get the good job and so on, and coming from a very religious background, even when someone would tell me there is incarnation, I would say, no, blasphemy. I was there deep down in the matrix, like totally blindfolded. So if any of the audience hear that what we are saying is like weird, it is pretty understandable. I mean, it took me lots of kicks from the universe to wake up and to truly listen to, come on, this is true. There is something true about it. Thousands, even millions of people are now starting to see stuff. Are we all going crazy? I don't think so. I don't think so. So now, coming about the trauma and how can I say that? I believe that most of us are healers, and the three of us here are healers, big time. And I believe that part of our mission is to clear Earth from dense energies. And part of these dense energies are our own traumas and pains. They are dense, heavy, dense energies. And I don't know about your life experience, but for me, I had to experience in my life, it wasn't easy for me. I had to go through all sorts of trauma in my life. You would not believe it, trauma after trauma. And I had to try to heal myself from these complexes, if you want to use psychological terms, or traumas and so on, to heal myself so that I can bring that healing to others, going through therapy, going through theater, for art. And I was doing it for myself, to heal myself. Little did I know that I'd be doing that for others. And often when we talk about trauma or pain, people say, no, I'm fine, I don't have any major issues and so on. But we all do. There is not one human soul now living the experience now on earth that does not have a trauma. We all have, if not from this lifetime, it is from another lifetime. Otherwise, we would not have been here now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the traumas from past lives are pretty deep. Like we've been through some dark times on this earth, and off, but on this earth, you know, that we carry that within our soul DNA that just comes with us each time. And so, yeah, for sure. Like, even if you think you've had a really good life this time, there's still like likely stuff that you're carrying in that soul DNA. Yeah.
Yeah.
And most healers I know, like you said, Nadine, are, you know, trauma survivors in terms of they've chosen the tougher go at the beginning of life, you know, so that they have to go this route to figure out how to heal themselves, because that's how we remember. Yeah, right? Absolutely. I mean, you can relate to that too, Ramsey, right? The whole trauma thing.
Yeah, you need to, it's just like the, what do you call it? The diamond. You need to be crushed under severe pressure in order to shine. And that's what happens with most of us.
Yeah.
Unless we hit rock bottom, we won't rise. We keep on spiraling and spiraling until we just bang. and some of us, for some reason, we just bathe into that frequency at the bottom, and some of us rise from there. And we don't rise because we're better than others. We rise because we feel there's a spark still within us to say, no, this is not it. And we keep on searching, and then slowly people will start showing up around us, and they will help us, and then we in turn move upwards, and then we help others, and then new I don't want to call them masters, but people who went through the journey and are at a different level now come in and help us rise to that level. And it's even in the dark days, I always say it's a beautiful journey, always. And I'm sure
it is a journey, folks. It's not a destination.
No. The good part about it, you will never reach the finish line, ever. The finish line is just this thing.
Yes. Yeah. I'm so glad that you said that. I am so glad, because I want to say something here. And I don't know if you've read that. I've posted something about the healers, and with all the talk about ascension now and what's going on Earth, and the shift in consciousness, the shift in consciousness is simply becoming more aware, and we are still only seeing the tip of the iceberg. I'm glad you said that, Ramsey, because I feel sad when I see so many false healers using whatever is happening now to make financial profit, or especially those in denial. When someone comes and says, I know it all, I've healed everything, I'm great now. This is when you know that they are in denial. There's still much work to do.
Yeah, agree.
Because it's the journey. We have been perhaps on Earth thousands, millions of years, and in other places, we don't know, infinity, forever and ever.
Yeah.
It's true. So, you know, we will never do all of our work. You know, no. And as healers, you know, when I first started, I thought, how can I possibly help other people? I'm not healed. But the more you go into it, you realize that really there's always somebody that needs your help. Do you know what I mean? Like you're always in a more healed state than somebody. So you can always help those who are in a worse state, no matter where you are on your journey.
Exactly. And I see it like the domino effect, not like the domino. Let's say we're all going on this mountain up. I stretch a hand for the one a bit after me, and then the one before me gives me a hand. And that's why how we are helping each other. And sometimes, ironically, people in, say, less healed than I was were brought to me into my life to also help me. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, we are like these electrons or billiard balls bouncing into each other, helping each other heal and move up and so on. It's fantastic. It's like
It
Your
is.
this.
is a beautiful visual of how it is.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Um,
Yeah.
Ooh, I got
sometimes
chills.
even people forget. Pardon?
I got chills. The guys like that.
Sometimes people forget that it's a journey, and they feel that. Like I know someone that all of a sudden they're not resonating well. They went into dark, not memories, but into a lower frequency, and they go, "But I was here. Why did I go back?" I go, "No, you didn't go back.
No.
You were level 1, and you're now on level 2, but at the bottom of level 2. So you need someone to pull you up so that you can adapt to level 2 and expand in level 2 before you go into level 3.
Yeah.
And the levels are endless. Your mountain never ends. It just continues rising up to infinity.
Yeah, I always talk about my clients, you know, we're onions, so we just peel layers.
I
Right?
was thinking about it. It's like onions of the onion.
We're just peeling a layer, that's all.
Yeah. One more. Just when you think you reach it off,
There's another layer.
Yeah. Another dark night of the soul.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I was thinking today, the problem is that we go into patterns of living. Let's say, and I'm gonna quote a psychologist. I was talking with a friend, and he said when two people marry, this is an example, just an example to illustrate, for 10 years, after the 10 years, the spouse takes from the characteristics of the other person. So imagine living in one same family or environment for a long time. You're gonna take that energy subconsciously without even noticing you have taken it. And I'll talk about myself, for example, anger. I was a calm, peaceful, like real fun person, very positive, but being for a prolonged period of time in a space of too much stress and anger caused me to become myself angry without even noticing that I became angry. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you know, when you do the washing, you wash some clothes, you have the white, and you have this one red sock that got stuck in there. and
We've
it
all done
takes
that.
yeah, so that's what it happens. We take from the energy of that witch, the pattern where we were, and it becomes part of us without it changes our true self, our true identity, and we will have to wash ourselves again and again and again until we become clearer of that pattern.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And we don't have bleach to help with that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You would need
work.
help. You need external help. Sometimes you get stuck in that pink mode, and you need that bleach to bring it back into white.
And what's wrong with pink? This was not planned, folks. It was not planned.
Yeah, it was not planned, really. Yeah. So yeah, and about that here, if I may talk about something that happened between Ramsey and I.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ramsey, allow me to say, is look, I've met lots of healers and very powerful ones, and many who calls themselves galactic ambassadors. No offense, Atanis, but you know what I'm saying. That is, they are all over the place. So, and you gotta use your intuition to tap into I do tap into people's energy and I feel them and I know. Ramsey, I met him out of the blues. 2 months ago, the universe gave me a great, nice test because I needed to release a major blockage I had in me. And the thing is, I keep asking you, the universe, to bring it on, please, bring it on. I need to clear more. I need to clear more. And a little did I know also, I thought the blockage was financial. So Ramsey stepped in right instantly to help, and I didn't know him. He was there, and this is how you know he is a true light worker. He is from the light. He is humble. He is modest. I'm not saying this to his face, just to, I just met him by chance, and there that person comes. How do I know how to trust him? Because the universe was sending me during 1 week different guides. You know that the night before Christmas when they send them 3, what is that? It is, what is that?
Oh yeah, the ghosts of Christmas past,
Yeah.
Christmas future.
Yeah. So it's like I was sent these people to help me with something, and the blockage turned out to be, I'm sorry, not financial at all. I'm sorry, it was emotional. And Ramsey knew stuff. I've never met him. I've never told anyone about it before. And I even forgot I had these blockages in me. And Ramsey was able to tap into that and to know. I'm sorry, I need to cough.
Please. Okay, which
So
one
I
of us
was-
is having a throat chakra thing? That's what happens to me. I'm a physical empath, and I start to. Somebody wants to say something, and they're not saying it. No, I totally agree with you, Nadine. He's a very good.
He's powerful, and what I like about him is that he is humble. He does not go, I am, and I'll do, and I'll take your money and pay me 350 and take this and take that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and what I love about it is that I offered him an exchange of, a session in exchange, and at first he refused it. He didn't want it. It was like he was just willing to help. He was there to help, but then he accepted, and and this is to tell you that even us, especially us healers, we need to keep on helping each other, because each one of us comes with a group of gifts different from the other, or they go well together when we mix them together, and it's like this wonderful mosaic of colors doing its stuff together. And so I gave them this session, which he, I suppose, enjoyed, right? He accepted it without feeling snobbish, or you know what I'm saying.
No, that was a phenomenal session. It was phenomenal. I was sleeping, and actually I was feeling everything, and I told her exactly what it was while sleeping. It was out of this world. I do recommend it. I do.
Just
And-
to confirm,
and-
he was so excited he actually told me about it.
It is. So what did he tell you? Let's hear her talk about it.
Just what he just
So it
did.
was-
What he just did. He said it was really amazing. Like I was so excited because I really felt it, and we were on the same wavelength. I knew everything. Like, I don't remember the exact words he said, but similar to what he just said was that he was very much impressed.
Yeah. He was there and he felt everything. And this is how I know he is very tuned, because I do the angel healing for many people, and different people react differently. Okay. So Ramsey had the ability to come etherically and be there and feel which was happening. And we were both there, connected, but I am in Turkey, he is in Canada, but we were feeling it all, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And we are star families. We have probably had a contract before we came here that we will meet and we will do stuff together and unite our light together and so on. And we've done stuff maybe in other dimensions together or past lives together.
I'm sure we all have at one point in time, but I just want to bring up a point because you said something which was interesting. We all carry our own colors of healings that are different from others.
Yeah.
And that comes from our experiences, our life experiences, our many life experiences, how we deal with them. I could have the same experience as you, as Tanis, but I deal with it differently because I'm just organized differently, and something comes out of that. And Tanis's comes from the different side, and you come from the north. So we each have, out of the same experience, we would all have different outcome, different tools to use to help out others in order to rise from one level to another of consciousness. So yeah, that's important. Tanis, yeah, go ahead.
And that actually, that's part of what makes it so beautiful, and why, you know, there's no reason for us all to feel competitive, because we all have our very unique blend of services or of toolbox, right? We have our toolboxes. And so, you know, my toolbox wouldn't necessarily help this person, but your toolbox would be great for this person, right? And it's not a personal thing. It's all about our very unique blend of how we do things and how we were meant to show up in this world and how we're meant to bring healing energy to this world. And so there's no point in this, like, and there's a lot of competition and all of that, but it's all fear-based thinking. There's lots of trauma for us all to heal, you know. Like we don't need to be competitive over it.
I'm so glad that you brought up the competition thing. It is low frequency, and we are moving from fear to love.
That's
and
right.
when we move from fear to love, what is ascension? We are simply becoming more and more conscious of who we are, the I am that I am, the all that I am. And when we do not feel competitive anymore. It's like a dance. We're enjoying the dance together. We're so free. It's like, hey, Tammy, what stuff do you do? It's like, hey, Ramsey, what stuff do you do? Can you teach me this? Can I teach you that? Can we do this? Can we try this? It's like, I mean, we are like a diamond. This is how I see it. The facet of the diamond, each one of us is one facet of the diamond, and the whole diamond is God. I mean, how can one facet be better than the other facet? You need the whole to make. Yeah.
We're all one.
I'm going to ask a question because I'm sure some people are or might be confused with certain terminology that we've used during this conversation. Nadine, you said, well, first of all, I would like you to elaborate a bit more on how you do certain things in terms of healing, and also explain what do you mean by I went from Canada to Turkey in the etheric field, and then I was there with you. Because for us, it's terminology that we've used and we understand it, but it's not a common knowledge for everyone. So if you can just elaborate a bit on that. Thank you.
Okay. So these are two different questions. The first one is more logical, pragmatic, and the other one is completely a sci-fi movie style.
Etheric thought. Multi-dimensional universe, folks. Multi-dimensional universe.
So let's begin with the real stories are naturalistic. So the first part, if I remember correctly, was about the trauma and the things that I do. So basically, I am an empath. We all are. And when I see a soul suffering, I feel that I want to help. Okay, so it depends on each person. It depends on their level of awareness and their motivation. I mean, how much they want to heal, because some people just want to stay there in their thing, in their pain. They want to stay there, but on the appearance, they just want to release. Okay, so there are different levels. As I said, the sessions that I do differ. They are completely different from one person to another. Now, sometimes with people who don't know anything about starseeds or all that stuff we are talking about, that is fine, no problem. A wound is a wound, a trauma is a trauma. And if we keep this in the self, it creates blockages that will affect the health, that will affect our choices, and it will move us far from our joy and our life purpose. So with some people, I use simple psychology. I do art therapy as well. So we may be writing something, we may be drawing, we may be breathing, meditating with some, you know, and showing them, helping them, you know, see. It's like someone just helping you see clearer, and then you go this in your aha moments, like, I didn't see it that way, and then that person would go step by step in this work, because everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to feel love, everyone wants to, maybe not everyone, so let's, most people want to release, because some people don't want to do the work right now. So this, if I talk on the simple day-to-day basic, to feel more in flow, in harmony, going towards what we love in our life, releasing the pains that we have within, and they are not allowing us to make our best choices. If you want, if I make choices with lots of blockages within, it is either a projection or action reaction, and that is why about projection, many healers did not do the shadow works. They called themselves coaches or healers, but they didn't do the journey in. And I've had a boyfriend like that who you know, it's like, it was crazy. Come on, man, go do your stuff, do your shadow work before you call yourself a coach, because otherwise they'll project their pains. So the thing is, when we do this, as I've explained it, it's classical, it sounds academic, it goes step by step, right? However, I bring into the picture my own ability to tap into their higher self and their energy field. And here I move on to the sci-fi part of the question. So, but there aren't just these modalities. I do lots of things: angel healing, art. Sometimes I do light energy, which is intuitive. I don't know how I do it. It comes to me naturally. It flows, and it is.
Is that a form of light language that you do, Nadine? Or?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Was I doing like?
No, is it like light language? You say you do light therapy?
No, it
light
is
language?
light energy healing. I send light into people, and it does stuff. Light does stuff to them.
Mm-hmm.
It was said that Jesus used to use light to sort of heal people, and it's light that I send, and some people feel it, and it does work in them.
Yeah.
So where was I? So I do lots of stuff. Shall I explain more here, or it was a bit rather clear? Or
No, that's fine. You can explain so they can
so
understand.
Yeah.
The journey of ascension, or if you want, if we don't want to use the term ascension, if I want to move towards joy, towards ultimate happiness, towards love, which are high frequencies, I cannot, it's like the balloon that has lots of bags. I cannot move up if I have lots of bags attached to that balloon. I need to start throwing one bag after another, so that I float higher and higher and higher, and go into my, if you want, joy and life purpose. Now, when I said I tap into people's energy, here I go into the sci-fi. What was the exact question, Ramzi? Do you still remember?
What do you actually do to help people?
I think she means the second part.
Light energy and sorry, Tanis, go ahead.
I think she's referring to the second part where he was asking you about
the,
meeting in the ether, meeting in the other the higher dimensions. Yeah.
Yes, in the other dimensions, again, this ability grew little by little in me, just like I think most of us, you too as well, or it was sudden. Yeah. We are multidimensional. So there is this body, and people think the soul is inside, which is not true. Our body is in our soul. Who said that? I don't remember. You know, everyone is quoting it again. So we are attached, if we want to simplify it, between heaven and earth. I see a text here. I'm sorry. So we are attached between heaven and earth. So we are connected to that which we call heaven, our guides, our whoever you want to call it. And we are also attached to people around us, to the consciousness on earth around us. Let's say, in simple words, if I am sitting in the same room with another person, I can feel their energy. Okay, there is an energy field around each and every one of us. And if we want to give an example, when people go, say, to visit some other people and they just don't feel right, what they feel is the energy, because everything is energy. I'm trying to simplify in here.
Mhm.
So, and now this energy of ours could be stretched out, say, and it's like these neurons that I'm not maybe using, but if I use them, they go and connect into other parts. Let's say, I'm going to give an example. I was, say, God forbid, I was paralyzed, so the neurons were not giving the order for my leg to move. And then when I use more of myself, the I am that I am, my spacious self, my multidimensional self, then the neurons would be able to connect again and move into that leg of mine and reach out for it. I don't know if I gave a silly example in here, so
No,
it just
I think you're referring to all of us having all energy, and we're all connected, right? We're connected with etheric cords, and
yeah,
including
yeah.
within us.
But
So the healing happens that way.
scientifically, we're not made out of matter. Scientifically, we're resonance. We're a bunch of energy resonates at a different frequency that we feel it is solid, but there's nothing solid about anything around us. So basically, if I take it from a scientific point of view, the square that I am, what you just said, all I'm doing is I'm asking all my frequencies to expand outwardly, instead of like having to feel on the inside. Drop the feeling on the inside and just expand outward and tell me what you feel around. And so that expansion, there's no time and space. So you're in Turkey, we're in Canada. It's like Zoom. Exactly. It is exactly like Zoom. It's like this meeting that we're having. We're in different location. Tanison is in Ottawa, I'm in Montreal, you're in Turkey, and our energies are combined together through the camera. We're just one. Yes, exactly what it is. And to elaborate on another point you said, we're not, the soul is not in the body, but it's the body that is in the soul, which reminded me for some reason of the prophet Gibran Khadi Gibran, where he said, when you're in love, don't say that God is in my heart, but say that I am in God's heart. So the whole soul, the whole beingness, I am in it, rather than having a piece within me. I am in it. I am part of the whole. I am in it. And I think that is beautiful the way you worded it. So
Yeah, and since you quoted from Gibran, there is something, I mean, every day we understand things deeper, even in the Bible. When I go and I read stuff in it, Jesus was teaching them simplified quantum physics. It is amazing. I mean, if you go and read in between the lines. Gibran Khalil Gibran said, talk to me about love, when he was talking. I don't remember the exact quotes. I don't have the book. It's like you have to batter yourself until you become pure, to be given to the as holy bread for God. Do you remember that section,
yeah,
Ramzi?
that I,
What did he say? You know which one I'm talking about?
yes, it's all
It's
part
like,
of the book.
the prophets, it's gonna wash me again and again, so that I become pure and white, so that I be worthy of being as the sacred bread for God. And this is what is happening to us, this clearing of traumas and blockages. It's not that what people see, there is no one judging us, God is not judging us. We are simply purifying ourselves so that our energy centers, I mean, stop being blocked, so that we can then the energy flows from heaven, goes within into earth and goes up, so that it flows through us. If there is any trauma here or blockage here, the energy cannot go in, cannot move, cannot stretch. So we are missing on a lot of juicy stuff of connecting, of doing it.
Yeah, we're not living up to our potential, right? Because
Yes.
we have so much untapped potential being in heavy bodies that are full of trauma, right? So working through that, we start to unlock our own potential.
Yes, and yeah, that's absolutely true. And you mentioned that some people don't want to do that, but I believe some people don't want to feel the pain, because I'll put myself in the camera. There's pain and there's pleasure, and we levitate to this side. But to get to this side, you have to pass. You have to clear your way. There are a lot of potholes of pains and traumas and stuff that are along your way that you accumulated. It's not of your fault, but they're there. They're there to help you learn something, evolve, and grow. So if you don't do the work, if you don't pass through the journey, you keep on stuck in the pain where you got used to it and you don't want to leave it anymore. You yearn for the beauty of the other side of the spectrum, but you can't get there. And then we resign, and I hear people saying, well, that's not for me, that's my destiny. There is no destiny. The destiny you create on a daily basis, on a second by second basis, that's your destiny. Your destiny is what you decide now to do, what you decide now to be. And the minute you decide, I want to be, I am, and then you'll find hundreds of people around you to come and lift you up and help you go through the journey. Because the journey is not a simple thing like, oh yeah, I'll flick switch and I'm great, I'm good today. No, you go up and then you tumble down and you scrape your knees and you bruise yourself, and then you get up and you start again and again and again. And then with time, you're able to run. It's like a baby. They can't do anything, and then they go on forward and they go on two. But to get to that point, they fall 100 times before they get there. Yeah. But they don't go running a marathon from age 4 months old. They have to go on their 4 first, and then the 2, and they walk properly. Then they put their shoes. Then they start running and they bump into everything in the house, like everything. Coffee tables, walls.
Some of us still do, so. Work on grounding.
The good thing is that children don't give up because their mind is determined on moving forward. When we reach a certain age, we have this fear of like, God knows what's going to happen. And yes, God knows how many fears I had within me of these things, of moving forward. But every time I moved forward, I look behind and I go, oh, thank you. And then there's more to come, and I look forward for every time I have to overpass a certain fear or an obstacle. And they're all mental. They don't exist. None of them exists.
Yeah.
And 90% of our problem is how others sees us. And the problem is there's 7 billion images of me in this world, and each of them are different. And I can't satisfy the 7 billion, sorry. We're 7 billion.
It's not our job to.
No. So my job is to find someone like Nadine and Tanis and help me through my journey, and then later on graduate to a university degree. I'm finding somebody over there to help me continue the journey. And every journey has pains, every journey has scrapes, every journey has bleeding, but that's part of the journey. And that's the beauty of it, because to win something, you run for it, you exert a lot of energy, and you get to the end of the day with a trophy, for example. And that trophy is a piece of you that becomes you and lifts you up. If you don't do the work and somebody hands you a trophy, you're going to throw it out. It's useless. It has no meaning. And that's why we go through all of these things. Sorry, I went on a tangent. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you're channeling. We're listening.
Yeah, we're enjoying it.
I don't know. I had to go out all of it.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's great. Yeah, I mean, and it is like you guys have been saying. There's always somebody that is further along the journey than what we are. So there's always, you just find your place in that journey and where you are, and you'll find the help that's needed for you, and you'll be able to help others. I mean, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
That, right? Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to follow that. That was channeled. So like.
And I mean, I think all our talk tonight is channeled.
Yeah, true.
So the thing is, if I may ask, I was thinking about that. Who can answer me? It is something people ask. I mean, why do we have to go through all that shit in life? If
Yeah.
I may say that word.
Oh, of course, go ahead.
It's been done.
Why? Why? Can someone tell me why?
Why?
That is something people ask. So
Yeah.
you said you go through it and you heal and you do it and you feel, yes, you feel love afterwards. You feel wonderful within when you start clearing all that. I mean, the best thing that I have ever done was going there, facing my own demons, and but it wasn't easy. It was too hard. It was too challenging. It's like this, tape that you have and it gets stuck in here and you want to remove it and it is so painful and you want to do this and you're scared, you prefer to keep it there. Okay, it's easier that way. You hide it under the shirt, no one will see it. That's what most people will choose. Many people would choose to, but I mean, removing it is painful, yet at the same liberating. It's like, whoa, I've got my hand back. I am free. I can do stuff. That's just a silly example, maybe.
No, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Oh,
The analogies are very important for people to understand how we see it.
Yeah. And my question is, I mean, I've also often asked, I mean, why did we have to go through all that? These traumas and these challenges and come on, I mean, why weren't things more in tune? I do have an answer for that, but I'd like to, I mean, why did it have to be that hard? I'm going into a very deep thing here.
To me, the reward is sweeter.
Okay.
And more appreciated.
Mm.
Because if I'll take, for example, we all go to work because we're all adult. We do adult stuff, and we have to go to work.
We have to.
Yeah, I question that every day, but we all go to work, so we have to exert that pain in order to enjoy what comes out of it at the end of the day. If I'm given $10 million tomorrow, most probably I'll be high all the time on cocaine because I don't know what to do. It will take me a while to adapt, but the beauty of receiving it at the end doesn't exist anymore because it's already there. I have it. I need something else.
Mm-hmm.
And the human experience does not stop at a certain point. You get 1 pound, you get $1, you want 10.
You're already in England. He's traveling this week.
So you get $1, you want 10, and you get the 10, you want 20, and that drive fills the human experience. It doesn't matter if I scrape myself along the way. It's just, oh my God, like I reached the point, but then, and that's where I said before, it's never ending. The point, the end, the finish line is not there.
Mm-mm.
It always moves. It always moves, and we continue. And it's not 100 years. It's thousands and thousands of years. It continues, and we're still going at it. And at every level, we're like, oh my God, why didn't I acquire this from before? But then you look back, how did I acquire it from before if I didn't go through hell?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You said really interesting things. It's like we are in a spiral moving, going like that, a spiral. I mean, we are creative beings. We are energy that moves and moves and moves and moves. And sometimes we make, say, there is no good and bad. We may, let's say, we make these choices that aren't the best ones for us. And basically, we are trying to correct these choices that we have made because they don't give us utmost joy, if you want, of self, within self and around self. So this is one point you were saying. And if you say we have been thousands of years, I lost the idea. If we have been thousands of years, I mean, think about this. We exist. People forgot that I exist in form. For me to have been in form, my electrons had to spin slower. So I'm like in the dark, in a maze, trying to go and do these and trying to see clearer. We are all heroes in here. This is what I think. We are all heroes for even volunteering to play this game.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at it through the history of mankind, we came from Africa, and all of a sudden we're 7 billion people on this planet. Okay, and not only are we 7 billion people, we lived in caves. We were eaten by tigers and God knows what else, diseases and so on. And with time, we started to collect this information and build on it and build on it. And slowly, we're here. We have a Zoom call. Bring this today to the caveman, and they'll go crazy. They'll call us gods. But the reality it is we are them over time to here.
Yeah, that's what they were called in Atlantis long ago. We're not gonna go there, and I mean past history.
We could another day.
Yeah.
For me, the whole thing about why we're here is that we have to experience that whole gamut of human emotion because that's all part of our learning. So we have to go through the shit, as you said, right? We have to go through all of that stuff because if we didn't, we wouldn't learn what we need to learn because we are creator beings. So being creator beings, we have to learn how to create. The only way to learn how to create is to immerse. Just like actors, right? They immerse themselves in the characters because they're creating the character. So they have to immerse themselves in that kind of environment to do it. And that's kind of what we're doing, right? We're actors in our own lives, learning how to create as creator beings. And so we have to go through the whole gamut of emotion. So not only does it make our lives richer to go through all the emotion because we really appreciate the joy when we've had the sorrow, but we learn how to navigate that and we learn how to create our own existence, whether it's here or in a next life or whatever that may be. But we learn how to create the emotions that we want to create in our lives, because we are creator beings.
Yeah.
So for me, it's all part of the learning process, and it goes on in this life and many lives, and it continues.
Expanding our skills and gifts and talents.
Yeah.
Again, going into the maze blindfolded and knowing how to get out of there is like, yeah, we did it.
That's right.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting to the hour, guys. So would you like to sum it up a bit, Nadine, or
Me?
Well, you sum up what you do and this way.
Yeah, about what I do.
Yeah.
Did you say? Yeah.
Sure.
About what I do stuff.
We all do stuff. Yeah, that's what we're here for, is stuff.
So about what I do is that I coach, I help. people on their awakening journey, on their journey towards finding their true passion, finding a love that is within them, the love to self, to all there is, the love of, you know, of I help people release any blockages they have, any traumas, any pains, so that they, you know, bring in more of the light of who they truly are, and shine that light in the environments and for the people that are around them, you know, so that to bring about peace and light to all earth, and make our earth colorful and so fascinating and beautiful. And I use definitely different modalities, from the classical psychology analysis to the energy healing stuff, chakra healing, whatever I feel guided to, art, writing, whatever I feel guided to, and I do it because we have all been there in this shit, let's say, and we're gonna all need each other to reach our goals and purposes in life.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're all in it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are all in one big family. One, we are all one. Yeah.
Where can the listeners find you if they want to do something?
Yeah, that I do not. Okay, they can reach out for me if they want online via contact me via Messenger, send a message, my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. I do have a blog. I'm not using that one much. Could be. I'm more likely on my Facebook page lately. They can message me and they can book an appointment or whatever. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Which is Nadine Aki. It's not,
We
my
will
alias.
link you to the to this post. This way, people could know where to go to. Yes.
Mhm.
Sure.
Well,
Sure.
Beautiful.
thank you so much. And Tanis, of course, courses are on twillowlifestyleacademy.ca.
twillowlifestyle.ca, and under the Academy tab, there all of our classes are listed there, and Ramsey's got one coming up, and so stay tuned. There's lots happening at the Academy, and you know, we're all just here to guide and facilitate your healing.
And thank you guys for a wonderful evening. That was an awesome show, and we'll see each other soon.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was an honor. Sending lots of love.
Sending love. Lots of love.
Yeah.
Let me do this.